Hey monkeys! It's Katie here. Damo's not very well, so I'm gonna sub in for him today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because we do this every day and we like lots of new people. And today we're going to talk about how to grow your audience using social currency.
Hey monkeys, how you doing? Damien Keys here. Sorry about that. Katie is not feeling very well, so I've sent her away. So today we are going to talk about social currency, which is, we're going to go deep, but stick with this because this is really important. So everybody wants fans, or even super fans. We've talked about that before. But the reality is most people who like a page are interested. What they are is they are part of a tribe, or they want to be part of a tribe. Now, this term being part of a tribe is really, really important because it revolves around the phrase social currency. So what is social currency? Social currency is sharing something in order to be more liked. It's sharing something to make people like us more. And we're always trading in social currency. So I want to give you an example of social currency. So way back in the day, I used to teach at school in Guildford, and my job was to build this part-time school. So it was part-time, it was evenings. The people who came to study there, they had full-time jobs. In fact, most of these people had careers, and there was a real trend for, I would say, 50-ish-year-old guitarists who had very, very successful careers, but just loved playing guitar. And I had just my guitar was probably worth about 300 quid, which was probably worth more than my car. And every week, these guys would go to the local guitar shop, the big guitar shop in Guildford, Andertons, and they'd go and spend like £1,000 on a new guitar. And every week they'd turn up with their brand spanking new guitar to show off. And at the time, I always just thought, they're doing this because they think buying a new guitar is going to make them sound better. And the reality was, that wasn't the case at all. They knew that wasn't going to make them sound better. They knew the fact that they didn't practice enough was the main reason why they weren't improving. But what it was they wanted to be part of the tribe. What they wanted was, they wanted to show off that they were part of being a guitarist. Even though it was a hobby, even though it was part-time, it was being part of that tribe to show off to others, to say, now I've got this new Fender, or now I've got this new Gibson, or now I've got this new guitar pedal, or this new amp. What they're doing is they're looking for that acceptance amongst other people in that tribe. And that happens on a regular basis. In fact, it happens every single day, especially within social media. So there are millions of other examples. If you look at my channel, and you guys watching this, the people who subscribe, we're musicians. And so the likelihood of a musician sharing a piece that I've done, a piece of content that I've done, is to show the friends and family and all of the people around them that they're musicians too. We're all in this together. We're all part of this musician tribe. So how can you use social currency to build or look after your audience? Well, firstly, your job is to reward people within that tribe and allow them. Remember that people are sharing for themselves. They're not sharing for you. I know it feels weird, but when you put something out there, when people share it, most of the time they're sharing it for their own social currency as opposed for you. If you ask someone to share it, maybe they'll do it. But on the whole, when someone feels that they want to share it, it's a big part of social currency to build up their social standing amongst their friends and amongst their peers. So your job is to get into their brain and think about that. Think about how you can trigger that social currency. So things that you can do. Number one, you can ask questions or make statements that are very specific to that tribe. The second thing you can do is you can make content which is specifically shareable for them. Again, you're not making content for you saying, here's me. You're making content about you which is shareable for their tribe. So a great example of this is the band Snarky Puppy. Now, if you know Snarky Puppy, they're like the muso-ust of muso bands. And anyone who goes to see a Snarky Puppy gig is probably going to have to be given a pair of headphones, and all their audience sits there in headphones to get the ultimate kind of muso experience. And the technique is just off the chain. So when you go to a Snarky Puppy gig, you are basically there because you're seeing the ultimate musicianship. And so when you share a Snarky Puppy piece of content, you're doing the same thing. You're not just sharing it saying you need to see this, that's a part of it, but what you're actually doing is you're saying, I'm recognizing how good this is, and I want you to lump me into this. I want you to see that I'm recognizing this. So you're recognizing my genius of how good this is. I fit into that tribe. I understand music so well that I know that this is amazing, and I want you guys to know that I know that, if that makes sense. So, and there's loads of examples. You know, there's examples of the difference between fans and super fans and just general people who like pages and are interested. So if you look at the brand Nike, or Nike, we can't figure out which one it is, but they have 32 million people who follow their Facebook page. That's a lot of people. Those people aren't there just to share Nike stuff. What they're doing is they're actually saying we're part of that tribe. We want to be part of that kind of athletic, sort of highbrow brand when it comes to sportswear. And there's loads of others, but you've linked yourself onto that brand because you want to be a part of that tribe. 32 people aren't there just sharing stuff because they want to help Nike. That's not the way it works. And so it's the same thing when it comes to any band or any brand. You're not just putting out content for you, you're thinking about how you can make content which is engageable or shareable. And the way you do that is you think about this thing called social currency. So your job for today is to actually think about what your audience's tribe is. Is it that you're metalers? Is it that you're musos? Is it that kind of singer-songwriter thing? Is it the acoustic thing? What is the tribe? What can you latch onto? It's not just you and your band or you and your art. It's also they will fit into other tribes. And if you can start to figure out what those tribes are, you can start to play to them. Whether it's being a musician, whether it's a certain type of genre, you need to figure that out, and then you need to play on it. It's basically switching it around. So instead of thinking of yourself as, I just make stuff and I put it out there, you're thinking, well, I'm making stuff and I'm putting it out there and I'm triggering the social currency so that you can actually see people wanting to share it to improve their social standing, because that's what we're all trading in all of the time. So there's the thing about social currency, we're going in deep, bit of a technical thing, but it's a really, really great way of actually getting in the mind of your consumer, of your customer, of your audience, of your followers, of your fans, instead of just thinking, what do I want to post? Have a think about that. If you've got any questions or any ideas, then usual, comment down below. But otherwise, like, subscribe, all the usual stuff, and I shall see you guys tomorrow.